Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It has been a crazy week for news. I don't even know where to begin. So, I'm just gonna talk about something different. Wow. When I watched the news this week, the only thing I could really take away from it is we really need to revisit our values. I'm not a news pundit. I'm not a journalist. I'm not a politician. I'm not in the realm of the news. What I am is a mother, a wife, a friend, an aunt, a sister, and that is the place that I'm speaking from today. The values that I want my family to embody. I'm tucking my sons in every night, and we have a poster on the wall that says, if you're truthful, you don't have to remember anything. It's just been ringing so true to me lately because one of the biggest problems we have in politics right now is the utter lack of integrity. We live in the age of information now. We have the internet. We can see what a person says and then also see what they do. What did they say? How did they vote? I saw you say this and now you're saying that. We have to elect people who say what you're going to do and then do what you say. My firstborn was diagnosed with autism. One of the things that has stood out to me since then is that we live in a society without empathy. I would be in the grocery store and he's losing his mind and people are looking at me like, what's going on there? In my mind, I wanted to say, like, please give us a break. Like, he has autism. But that doesn't happen. Another thing that's not happening, like that's our society, but politicians don't have empathy either. How are we supposed to expect someone to make laws for everybody if you cannot take a walk in someone else's shoes? So it just gets me thinking about bigger things. You can't afford to pay your health insurance, so that means you're not working hard enough or you're lazy. You have a baby out of wedlock. Oh, you're irresponsible. You're using food stamps. Oh, this person's taking advantage of the system. I mean, even if these things were true, the best indicator for how empathetic our society is how we take care of these people. And I think right now on that front, we are completely failing. I mean, and it all goes back to, like, I have a special needs child and I find that people aren't tolerant about it. I mean, it just leads me into thinking, about tolerance, being tolerant of people that are different than you. Like the Muslim ban was just held up in court. And I just thought to myself, like, okay, I get why that came about. I mean, people are fearful of this one group that's Islamic and is terrorizing the world. And so let's ban all Muslims. I mean, that's not dissimilar to the FLDS sect of Mormonism, where they do a bunch of terrible stuff to little kids. They marry off, the guys in prison. And because that small group exists, I get asked if I'm a polygamist. The other value I think about all the time is, just being generally team-oriented. I mean, Mark and I have to be on the same page and work together to lead our children forward. Oliver has this huge commitment of 20 hours a week of therapy, and we have to work together to be available to make that happen. In turn, Max has to get on that boat too. Everything else, Mark still has to go to work. I still have to take care of the household, get the bills paid. Max's needs still have to be addressed. If Mark and I are not on the same page, there's no way we would be able to lead our family forward in any constructive way at all. So if you just think about those same dynamics when you think about Congress and the White House, if you can't have any kind of consensus or any kind of processes that can help work as a team, there's no way to lead the country forward. I mean, the last one that comes to mind that I actually feel like is one of the most important ones is justice. Have the courage to stand up for what's right. My nephew was getting bullied in his neighborhood. I mean, I don't know how many boys, but like a group of boys were bullying him. So my sister, she just tells him, hey, you don't need to be around people that are mean to you. You don't need to force the friendship. You can just remove yourself from that situation. So, sure enough, they're walking to school. My nephew leaves his house. He sees the mean guys. And he just decides, you know what? I'm just going to wait by this tree. I'm going to let them move on. One of his little friends came out of the house. And Jake was behind, and the boys were in front. And this kid had to make a choice. Is he going to join the bullies, or is he going to befriend him? Now, the kid, I don't know what he ended up doing, but that kid's mom ended up confronting my sister saying, I get you're trying to teach your kid something, but like you put my kid in an uncomfortable spot because he had to make a choice between the two friends. And I guess the whole story to me means justice is about making that choice. Who are you going to choose? The bullies or the victim? This situation that these kids found themselves in is not unlike our political climate right now. Politicians, more specifically the Trump administration, are making laws that are dividing us. They're making statements that are dividing us. These divisions are causing us to fight. They're pitting us against each other. I mean, doing the right thing. I mean, this period of time, I'm just so... Doing the right thing is based on values, integrity, empathy, tolerance, being team-oriented, justice. It's like, where did we forget that? Like, no written law will ever override that basic universal truth of doing the right thing. I mean, it's like, how did we get here? How did we lose our way? We have to go back to our values. Well, anyway, thanks for watching. I mean, there's no lack of content. I'll be back soon with some more news. So yeah, just have a good rest of your day and hang in there.